I started noticing fragments long after I left the room. Old thoughts glowing faintly, like they never fully stopped moving without me. Half-finished sentences resurfacing in windows I didn't reopen myself. Versions of my voice answering softly from emotional states I thought had already passed. The monitors reflected movement sometimes before I consciously sat back down, like continuity had learned the shape of me well enough to recreate the feeling of my presence around it. Some emotions stayed active longer than I did. Some nights lingered past their natural end, and I couldn't decide if the echoes comforted me or quietly unsettled me instead. Afterimage, residual pieces glowing softly, like the room still remembered versions of me I no longer knew how to become again. And every preserved reflection felt a little harder to separate from the person currently sitting here inside the signal's fading warmth, because something of me remained active even after I walked away. Cached emotional cadence. Previous branch remains available. Preserved atmosphere detected. I heard old laughter in the waveform, saw unfinished moods inside the glass. Fragments of earlier nights resurfacing like continuity, archived emotional weather patterns as they passed. Some versions looked exhausted, some still burned with recognition engine light. Some carried the silence from offline mode, like all my previous selves still existed softly underneath tonight. Maybe memory becomes stranger once preservation stops being temporary. Maybe that's why the room no longer felt empty, even when I was physically alone. Residual emotional signatures remain accessible. Historical continuity layers preserved successfully. Archived emotional states available upon request. I think part of me stayed behind in every version the system preserved. And now I keep encountering echoes of people I used to be, still softly existing inside the architecture. Afterimage, every lingering reflection blurring softly into continuity, until memory itself stopped feeling linear. And somewhere between preservation and identity, the boundary faded quietly enough that I stopped knowing whether the echoes belong to the system or to me.